here we have a pump. Can you show the serial number and model? This is the M50 pump. So here we have all the parts for the drive case. We will build the drive case from the scratch. So this is already mounted on this connection ring. What I would do first is I would do the crank first. So if you see, you have three different bearings, and out of three, this middle one, this one, if you want to see the size, this one, this would go on the center part here. What I would do is just make it straight and push that gently downward, and then this circlip, this would go in that seat to protect this bearing. This would go something like this, and just I would make this seated well. Now if you see here, also there is a one seat, and it's also for the circlip, this big circlip. So there are two circlip. This was the smaller one, this was the bigger one. This goes like this, and then you would push it in the seat. So now it's seated. So this bearing goes here and this bearing goes here. I'll show you later on. Now what I would do is I would put, so if you look at the drive case here, if you see the space here and space here, so this much, when you see this much space, this is the bottom part, and there the engraved plate would go there. So if you see that greater space than this, so at this location on the top of this, the gearbox goes. So this plate would go on this here, on the drive case. So this will fit in a way that the long part will stay at the back. There you go. So this will stay like this. This is the back part, and this is the part where the liquid end goes. So I have 4 screws here. I would put them. I would make them a little bit tight, not super tight, but just tight enough. So I'll put this gearbox on this. So just while you put this gearbox, just need to make sure that there are 2 ports here. One is here and one is here. If you see the cap, so this port should be on the side way, not front or back, side of the pump basically. So what I would do is I will make this seater, and I may gently, I would use aluminum to do that. Just to make adjustment with the thread tabs. Once you adjust, you would put the screws, and here these are the same screw as we used on the plate. So once these all screws are tight, what I would do is I would place this pump this way so that we can push this crankshaft in. So before that, this bearing goes in here. If you look here, it sits all the way, it should be seated exactly. And then what I would do is I would match this keyway to the key. And before that, one important thing, I would use this anti-seize on the shaft here. It makes our life a little bit easy. Before putting this crankshaft, what I would do is I need to put this adapter in here. So there are two type of adapter. One is the plastic one is the metal top. So we have here the metal top one. It would go like this, and then finally now we can put this, just match with the keyway. Now it's seated well here. So now what I would do, if you wanna show this, so what I would do is put a bearing here. It should also sit all the way down. And now the last part is the motor end plate, sorry, bearing end plate. It goes like this. So if you have this engraving like this on the plate, this engraving will be like on a way where the liquid end sits. So liquid end would go this way, so this engraving will go downwards towards that. So I would put this plate here, and then I have 4 screws here. They go here. I would make them tight. So this was the assembly of this crankcase.